Hello, this is Chuck Ridgeway, Automation Technology Manager at Horner. Thanks for joining us for another Tuesday live stream. Well, I'm here in Nuremberg, Germany for the SPS Trade Show, what I consider really the largest PLC-based trade show in the world. And I've got a lot planned for you. I'm going to show you the Horner Europe booth. Horner Europe is an important part of the Horner team, and you're going to get a chance to see what's going on in the booth as well as meet some of the folks from Horner Europe. So I'm excited to bring that to you. Let's go inside and check it out. There are so many halls here at Nuremberg, but since Horner is in Hall 7, we'll head this way. So after about a 5-minute walk, we're here at Hall 7, time to head to the Horner booth. All right, let's take a look overall at the Horner booth. Nice big corner booth this year. Plenty of spaces for demonstrations, meeting customers, conducting business in a real busy corridor, as you can see from all the folks walking by. So great location this year in Hall 7 for the Horner booth at SPS. One of the things we are previewing here at the show is our Ethernet IP scanner capability for Canvas. So we have the ability to do implicit messaging with Ethernet IP I/O devices. That's the I/O messaging, the runtime data that's happening at high speed over UDP. And then we have the ability to exchange explicit messages as well with those I/O devices on Ethernet IP. That's for the occasional data that you want to read, the occasional parameter data, for instance. So here at the show, on the implicit I/O messaging, we've connected some generic Ethernet IP I/O device to this particular Canvas unit, and it's scanning it over Ethernet IP, and we're just displaying the status of the I/O that's being controlled by the Canvas. And then from an implicit messaging standpoint, from an explicit messaging standpoint, that's the occasional messages, we have the ability to set up that explicit message here on the screen, trigger it, and get a response. So that would be for getting occasional parameters, those sorts of things. So the Ethernet IP scanner is coming for Canvas in 2026. Keep your eye out for it. We're excited to be releasing that this next year. So this is the corner of the booth where we're highlighting a couple of different things. So OCS-360 is being highlighted on this large touch monitor. And then we're also showing off kind of some typical applications for OCS, including motion control. In this case, we're using CANopen to drive this 2-axis servo application. And then some simple things like connection to thermocouple sensors, traditional presence sensors, that sort of thing. But for this servo demo, we're highlighting that we have the ability to change speed of the 2 disks as they rotate. So I can make that change here on OCS-360. Okay, while OCS-360 is normally used as more of a historical or dashboarding type scenario, in this case we're showing off that it's got super fast response time, and we have the ability to make adjustments real time on machines as needed remotely if that's what needs to happen in the application. So I'll show you some other OCS-360 demonstrations in a little bit, but this one is highlighting the fact that we have such fast response time, we can even make real-time machine adjustments as needed over OCS-360 if that's what's required. For this OCS-360 demo, we're highlighting temperature monitoring remotely. And in this case, we're actually remotely monitoring quite quickly. In this case, we've got our publish time set for every 5 seconds, quite a bit faster than probably normally you would do in most applications, but we want to show, again, the capabilities of OCS-360 here. So from the touchscreen, this is a Prime 15. We have the ability to, set the temperature, at the current level, see that reflected up on OCS 360. We can grab onto this thermocouple sensor and watch real time as the temperature changes. Okay, that's happening here as I grab on there, and then you see the graph reflected in that change pretty quickly here. So again, this is another one of our OCS 360 demos here at the show. Now at this station, we're showing off for the first time a product we've talked about on the channel, but we've never actually demonstrated. And that is the HMI Connect Splitter. Now again, quick review. This is the CPU250 modular controller. You program it just like any OCS with both logic and graphics programmed in the same program, just like with an all-in-one. And your touchscreen, if you will, is an HMI Connect touchscreen. But we have a splitter connected to the CPU250, and I'll show you that in a minute. It's mounted behind the stand here, and it's got 3 of these 4.3-inch HMI Connect displays, all connected in parallel effectively. Okay, so I can operate the equipment from any of them. So, I can switch here, I can move over here and operate, I can go up here and operate. It really doesn't matter, really which touchscreen I operate from. I get nice fast response time with any of them. So that's really exciting. That's the new HMI Connect Splitter that allows you to have up to 3 identical HMI Connect touchscreens connected to a single CPU250. So here's a look at that splitter, which is mounted on the back of the stand. Now it's mounted upside down as far as the silkscreen is concerned. And you can see we've got 1 input to that splitter, which is coming from or connected to the CPU250. And then we have the 3 outputs that are connected to the 3 HMI Connect displays. So that's the new splitter for HMI Connect that we're really excited about. You'll see that early in 2026. Another new product, which most of you who watch this channel are now very familiar with because we've really highlighted it a lot this fall as it's been launched, and that is the CPU250. Again, another modular controller. This one in the micro PLC style with the ability to have not only built-in I/O here, okay, over 30 points, but also the ability to add a substantial amount of additional I/O through OCS-I/O modules here on the side. So again, this is a new product that we've been really excited about. It's got a lot of attention, and we're looking forward to getting a lot of these out into the field, both in North America and Europe and elsewhere in the world. One of the challenges of selling an all-in-one controller is that a lot of people still are not familiar with this product segment. So they walk by the booth, they see a product that looks like this or looks like this, and they immediately think HMI. Well, those of you who've been watching the channel for a while know that it's a lot more than that, but how do we demonstrate that quickly to those just walking by? So one of the ways we try and do that is by mounting a unit actually backwards or in reverse, so hopefully they can make the connection that, yeah, that's the front of the unit, but that's the rear of the unit, and they can see all the connectivity, not only all the communications ports that are available, but also the built-in I/O as well. So again, one of the challenges we face for years now is at a glance letting people know this is way more than an HMI, and this is one of the ways we try and do that. Now I'm over here at another location where we're showing off Canvas. Now for those of you who are watching from different parts of the world other than Europe, you may be unfamiliar with the fact that in Europe, the default colors for a lot of the Horner controllers that have an overlay are different. You can see they're this gray color versus the standard black. So that's not true in every model, but certainly most models that have an overlay, that's what you see, because that is probably a more popular color here in Europe. But that's really what I wanted to highlight here. Of course, this is the Canvas 4, and this is the Canvas 7, 2 of our more popular Canvas models. And again, here in Europe, you notice that the colors are different. The colors are different. Now, most of you who have been watching our channel have seen our new modular controllers, and this is the flagship of the Horner line, the CPU250, all right? It's got local I/O via the OCS-I family, all right? And very innovative, we have our HMI Connect displays that strictly are display components. They're touch components, so there's no logic required for these inside this unit, no configuration, nothing. It's literally a component that connects with a single HMI Connect cable, okay? That can be up to about, I believe it's about 15 meters or so, maybe a little shorter than that, but you can use a splitter to extend that. But anyway, so highlighted here at the show is our chart recorder application. Okay, so at the WEFTech show this year, the water industry show, we showed off a packaged chart recorder based around our CPU250 and HMI Connect hardware, and that's what we're showing off here, just in an open form without being pre-installed in a control panel. So we can have up to 16 channels of analog inputs that can be thermocouples, RTDs, voltage, whatever you need, with 16-bit resolution and 10th degree resolution. And then you also have the ability to have up to 16 pulse style inputs, which is used very often for things like flow, as an example. So again, we're highlighting the CPU250, OCS-I, and HMI Connect running the chart recorder application. During this segment, I'm going to introduce to you some of the team members from Horner Europe. One of the things I love about working for Horner is that even though we have locations in the US and Ireland and India and elsewhere, it's all one big team. So these are folks that I may only see in person every few years, but I work with them all the time on a weekly basis, and I feel like I know them almost like family. So that's the great part about working for Horner. So today, I want to introduce to you some of the great folks who work here at Horner Europe. Okay, I'm here with Brenda Cooper. How we doing, Brenda?
We're doing very well, Chuck. Nice to see you again.
So, you and I have been working together a long time.
Yeah, 28 right? years.
28 years. So, if I recall correctly, that's when Horner Ireland was started.
Yeah, 1997.
And you were employee number one,
I was employee number one, and my son was, I always remember how many years.
Okay.
Because my son was 3 months.
Oh, wow. So you had a 3-month-old son when you started?
When I started Horner.
And he now is?
28.
28. All right, very good. So a lot of the folks in the U.S. for sure don't necessarily, aren't familiar with Horner Europe or Horner Ireland. What's really the role that Horner Europe and Horner Ireland fit in the whole Horner family there?
Basically, we support all the customers in Europe. So when I started in 97, I had one customer, GE.
Right.
And it took us about 2 or 3 years to get up to speed with them.
Right.
And then GE decided that they were departing Europe. So we had to start from scratch and find some new customers.
Right.
So we had one person from GE helping us initially, but then we went over to Richard, my husband.
Sure.
And we have successfully added about 30 distributors across Europe,
right,
as well as OEMs as well.
Right. So basically, when we started Horner Europe, we were kind of part of the GE family of distribution, really. Yeah. And then when they departed Europe, just like Brenda said, we were starting from scratch. So so we went from a bunch of distributors to no distributors back to 30 now,
30
right?
now, yeah.
Right, great. So, but Horner Europe, and I say Horner Europe and Horner Ireland interchangeably. The Horner Europe office is based in Ireland and has been since the beginning, in Cork, exactly. But there's it's a lot more than just a sales office. Tell us all the different functions you have
So
there.
when we started, we were only going to have engineering there.
Mm-hmm.
And very quickly, we decided when we had to do our own branding that we needed some other functions.
Right.
So Jason and Brad came across and a little bit of help from a few others.
Right.
And they helped us to start building things. So we started with the old OCS-100s in the metal.
Right.
We had TIU, which was a bead product.
Right.
And we kind of had that for 1 or 2 years, and then we went on and we developed our own product, which was an NX, which was an OCS in an NX plastic housing.
Right.
And that was our learning on plastic. So
Sure.
we kind of helped and supported the States then on the plastic side
Right.
to get what we now call the XLE and XLT into plastic.
Right.
And the plastic has grown from there.
Yeah. I mean, because back in the 90s, everything we made was out of metal, at least if
Yeah.
we made it in-house. And of course, a lot of products at Horner are now, of course, we still have quite a few metal products, but most of them are plastic-based, which is
Plastic-based,
really
yeah.
what you need to be competitive in the market, because plastic is plenty durable enough for, if it's designed properly. We just needed to get more experience with it. Okay, so awesome. It's been great meeting you, Brenda.
Thank you, Chuck.
Thank you for that.
All right.
All right.
And we'll chat again.
Sounds
Bye.
great. Okay. The next person I want to talk to is also somebody who I've worked with forever, Mr. Dave Taylor. How are we doing, Dave?
Hi, Chuck. How's it going?
Good. Earlier we talked to employee number 1 at Horner Ireland. That was Brenda, of course.
Yeah.
You're looking at employee number 2, right?
Afraid so.
Absolutely. And Brenda mentioned, early days it was really going to be an engineering center strictly.
Yeah.
And now we do it all there, really. I mean, a little bit of production, plenty of engineering, sales support, all that good stuff, right?
Yep.
All right.
All of it.
And I mentioned earlier to the group that one of the things I really like about Horner is, even though we have people at different locations, we're all part of the same team. So, you've worked on a ton of projects that I've also worked on and vice versa.
Yep.
So
yep.
why don't you give us an example of, let's say, a Europe-focused project you may have been worked on, maybe it could have been years ago.
HMI there recently.
Okay,
last year
right.
before.
So in the origins of Horner, for those of you who've been with us a long time, we used to make a lot of modules for GE, PLC modules,
Yeah.
and that carried forward also with when GE was sold. Emerson, that's right, I couldn't think of Emerson. So THM 884s were 8-channel thermocouple modules?
Yeah.
And Tetra Pak used them in droves, right?
Yeah. Thousands.
Yeah, just tons of them, exactly. So Dave redesigned that module from the ground up, right? Pretty much?
Yeah. The most of the parts became obsolete, the processor and
Right.
some of the I/O stuff. So we redesigned it, made it all surface mount.
Right. I mean, that's stuff, the kind of engineering that happens in the background a lot that people don't see. It's not always new products. It's often taking existing products that may have been around a long time and giving them new guts or whatever so we can continue making them.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, give me an example of a recent project you've worked on that is actually getting ready to come out, because I think people will be interested in that one for sure.
So that would be OCS-I high-speed counter.
Right. Yeah. So we've got nearly there. Exactly.
Nearly there.
It's a very complicated module. I think it can support up to 8 high-speed counters
8
or
high-speed
4
counters.
quadratures.
Yeah.
Four quadratures,
yeah.
and then I think it's got another 8 high-speed outputs, maybe. Or is it 4?
4
4 high-speed
high-speed
outputs. Oh, I'm
yeah.
overselling it again. There, typical.
Buy 2, you get 4.
Exactly. That's right. Buy 2, you get 4. But anyway, so yeah, that'll be out pretty close. I mean, we're in the final stages of that one.
Yeah. There's
Awesome.
only a couple of bugs left. So.
All right. Hey, thanks, Dave. I appreciate
All
it.
right. Thanks, Chuck.
Take care. Okay, so I'm here at SPS Nuremberg introducing some of the Horner Europe team. And I have with me Olivia Flynn. How we doing, Olivia?
Hi Chuck, all good, thank you.
Great. So why don't you tell us about your role at Horner Europe?
Sure. So I'm the marketing executive in Horner Europe, based in Cork,
Right.
Ireland. And basically my role involves managing a lot of campaigns.
Right.
And as we're European based, that means managing them across multiple different countries as well.
And different languages.
Yes, of course.
Right.
So I do a lot of collaboration with our distributors.
Right.
With our distributors.
Sure.
So that involves, collaborating with them to understand the needs of their market.
Sure.
They have different pricing, all that kind of thing.
Right.
So whether it's a newsletter we're doing or an advertisement or something like this trade show today,
Sure.
there's a lot of work involved in that.
Absolutely. And since you mentioned trade show, and this is a giant trade show, I got to believe that this is a lot of work for you.
Absolutely, yeah. It's a massive amount of my time is dedicated to doing the trade shows.
Absolutely. So when would you start preparing, when did you start preparing for this show?
Okay, so I would say it's in August that
Okay.
I sort of officially start doing a lot of work towards this show.
Right.
But we do have to book it in January, or
Sure.
start booking in January. So
Sure.
it is kind of a constant thing, but August would be the...
Right, so you have a little bit of work to kind of get things prepared for, make sure we have the space and all that kind of good
Yes.
stuff, and then it really kicks in August.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, awesome. Well, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for
Thanks,
joining
Jeff.
me today.
Not at all. A pleasure to be here.
You bet.
Thanks.
Okay, next I'm interviewing somebody I think is really important because he's the one that programmed all the demos. And that's normally my job in the US. And I do have to say, you put me to shame. Some of his demos are much nicer than mine. How are we doing today?
Doing very well.
Very
Nice to meet
good.
you.
So introduce yourself.
So my name is Jadiel. I'm a tech support engineer for Honey Island, and it's a pleasure to be here with you.
Yes, it's a wonderful. So we've earlier in the show, I did a quick demonstration or a quick run around to all the different demos. Which demo did you spend the most time on, do you think?
Well, the one with the drives, we did it to showcase the OCS-360. So we have a XL15 Prime
Right.
connected with two drives, and we are using the OCS-360 to control the drives and show people how it works and how they can push data to the cloud and send data back as well.
Right, so if you remember from the demo I showed earlier, we not only have motion control with two axes going locally, but we're also pushing data to the cloud, to OCS 360, and not only can you see machine parameters, you can even make adjustments from OCS 360. It was very cool. Awesome, well it's been a pleasure. Fantastic job on the demos.
Thank you very much, thank you very
All
much.
Be
Pleasure.
careful, next time, take it easy on me. I'll have to up my game
Come
for the
on.
US trade shows here.
I told him everything that I learned, it was with him, watching his videos.
Very good, thank you. Take
Thank
care.
you.
All right, so I'm here with Phil Horner. Phil, thanks for joining me again.
Thank you, and happy Thanksgiving
Yes, happy Thanksgiving.
from Germany.
From Germany, exactly. This is the last day of the show, so I'm just going to wrap things up with Phil, ask for his perspective on the show. So what do you think, Phil? How'd it go?
I think we had the best trade show we've had in Europe in a long time. Olivia got us into a perfect spot in the middle of Beckhoff, KEB, BNR, and we're getting a lot of attention because of the new hybrid solution that we've offered.
Sure, sure. So not, of course, only our all-in-one solutions, but also our modular controllers, which, another way to look at those is hybrid solutions. Absolutely. So it is a little, I will admit, it's a little weird being here on Thanksgiving at a trade show. It's a
Yeah.
little different, isn't it?
Yeah, and you're going to miss your Alliance game because of this trade show.
No, I will not. I will be catching a train today at 2 o'clock, and then local time,
but
the
it finishes at 4:30.
Lions start at 7 local time. So I'm good. I'm good. All right. Okay, so again, I think that's it for the show. Again, thanks. I've interviewed you at a lot of trade shows, but never in Europe. So this is the first.
Yeah.
So that wraps things up with Phil. Phil, thanks again.
Thanks, Chuck.
So that's a wrap from Europe. I had a great time here at SPS Nuremberg. This should really be on any automation engineer's bucket list. There's so much to see here, definitely worth the travel. And many thanks to the Horner Europe team for rolling out the red carpet. I've had a great time here in Nuremberg. And one small word before I close, I'm going to be releasing, through of course our marketing group, some little short videos that combine some fun experiences I've had here while traveling in Europe with some good seascape tips on some of the most underrated seascape instructions that are available. So keep an eye out for these little short videos. We'll release a few between now and the end of the year. Should be some good information in there, as well as some fun details from my travels in Europe. Okay, so until next week in our normal Tuesday time, let's all get out there and do some good.